Let's take a look at Elon Musk over the next 6 months. Welcome to Scrying Out Loud. My name is Trevor. We'll follow a similar format than as we have done for the Felons reading and for Vance's reading, and kind of see if things mapped up. As I was meditating and trying to get some images, because really that's kind of my stronger ability than the tarot. Although the tarot usually works pretty good. Um, First of all, meditating on Musk gave me a huge headache. So I have a black candle lit with some oil on it called, I don't know if you can read that, but Fiery Wall of Protection. This is from a company called Art of the Root, like art, like drawing art of the root, root being RROT. Check them out. I'm not getting paid to advertise them. I just use their stuff. I think they have some pretty good smelling oils and for various different manifesting techniques. Okay, anyhow, back to uh, Musk. So besides getting kind of an excruciatingly sharp pain in my head, it's gone away, by the way. I'm fine now. The black candle's supposed to kind of keep some negative energies out, and it usually works. These were the images that I was shown, and I thought it was quite fascinating. So Musk was sitting on the floor in front of like a kind of a coffee table, I guess you would say. And he was playing with what appeared to be Legos or something along those lines of building blocks. And as he was putting them on the table, he was sorting them by color and by shape, and everything was very well organized. But behind him, you could see that there was a door and it said private on it. And I was eventually able to look inside that room, and it was just heaps and heaps of Legos that were just all mixed up in all different colors, shapes, sizes. There was no organization to it at all. And my interpretation of this image and what I felt was that he's only organized on the outward facing that he shows us. And in reality, he's kind of a mess um, with his thought processes and stuff. So, you know, we'll see if the cards match as we go through um, on that. So again, we'll do the same 5 decks, 6 cards per deck for February through July. So, what can you tell us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months? Immediately in the water is the Hierophant card. So, um, which isn't surprising. It's about the courts, right? Even today, there was a ruling um, saying that they can't have access to the Treasury payment system, at least for now. What can you tell us about Elon Musk over the next 6? His energy is very odd to describe, and for entertainment purposes only. Um, it's it's like he has no emotions at all. There's no happy, there's no sad, there's no. It's very dark and kind of emotionless. So that's why I can describe it. I don't, I, I felt similar situations with other people, but not quite this heavy as him. Dark, right? We get the magician manifesting something, doing behind the scenes action. This could be, abuse of power as well, which we've certainly seen. Interesting. Okay, so that was February, March. Three of Swords. This came up in the Felon's reading and in Vance's reading. Not sure if it was in March or April, but it was around that time frame for both of them. This can be, you know, literally, this is the before terror, so it's like maybe an issue around the heart is coming, maybe heartache is coming, maybe there's going to be an issue with somebody's heart who's going to affect his life. And our interpretation was kind of that this went along with the felons' health issues. Yeah. We get the devil coming forward in um, April. So, mis and disinformation, abuse of power, working behind the scenes, also keeping things hidden. Uh, we do get strength in May. This could just be an outward facing strength, though, not a really internal strength, but like what I was describing with the Legos. It's like a lot of what he is outward facing doesn't really describe what's going on with him. Um, okay, we get judgment in so February, March, April, May, June. We get the judgment card. This might explain the headache. That's four major arcanas and the three of swords. And then we get the page of swords in July. This could be immaturity, be the spy in the camp. In this depiction, it looks like the spy in the camp is victorious, which is an illusion. Um, Underneath, we have some sort of message coming forward about money. So lots of big energy around him this over these 6 months. In particular, I think, March, April, May, June, that judgment card could refer to some court stuff. Yeah, I've read about that in the past. I think he's going to have some issues with the courts, not necessarily in the United States, but possibly in Europe or other places. Um, I know I have a decent percentage of viewers from South Africa. I don't know if there's anything that he could face legal jeopardy for there, but I have gotten a pull towards that, and particularly when the felon made the comment about the mistreatment of white farmers, and then today the felon said that uh, the United States would look at taking refugees of European descent from South Africa. So if we didn't think they were racist before, that is definitely about as racist as it can get. Okay, so what can you show us about Musk over the next 6 months? Lots of big energy. The Hierophant is still in the water, so it might come forward, it might not. If it does, I bet you it's over here. Show us about Musk over the next 6 months. Okay, so with the magician, very interesting. We get the Eight of Swords. This is about confinement. It could be mental confinement, it doesn't have to be physical confinement. It could also be the courts here in the United States putting a halt to some of his stuff that he was wanting to do. Could be that. Along with the Three of Swords, we get the King of Swords. This is uh, steady leadership, certainly, I don't think that's him. With the devil, we get the Nine of Cups. This is a little concerning. So it's about wish fulfillment. Underneath the devil, almost feels like maybe some of the mis and disinformation might work on a subset. Um, in May, we get the Two of Cups. This is about partnerships. In June, underneath Judgment, we get the Five of Pentacles. So this is being left out in the cold or suffering a real severe financial setback, which is kind of what I think I had read on before. Sometimes I forget the things that I say exactly in all the readings, but um, I had definitely seen him being sued criminally or civilly for various things moving forward. Under the Page of Swords, we get the Six of Wands. This is victory. I don't think this is his victory, though. We'll keep going. But this feels more like a victory for the citizenry of the world. Um, and we get the Two of Swords, which is about choices underneath. Okay, so what can you show us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months? Again, super big energy right here. This is not as doesn't feel as strong, like hard to describe, but um sometimes the cards just have a feel about them. Like, some cards are more important than others. So what can you show us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months? Can you show us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months? Drawn to the nine of cups under the devil card. Hopefully these will provide some clarity on whose wish is being fulfilled there. Sometimes you know the expression "be careful what you wish for." Just because you get something that you want doesn't necessarily mean it works out. Okay, Judgment again, underneath the Magician and the Eight of Wands. I'm sorry, not wands, Eight of Swords, excuse me, which is about confinement. I think this is about court rulings in February, keeping him held back and at bay. And I've read a number of times that I think the courts are going to hold, meaning that, the things that they're trying to do that they shouldn't be able to do, I think the courts are going to put an end to it. And that part of that branch of government should hold. That's always been my feeling. We get the Six of Swords underneath the King of Swords and the Three of Swords. So moving away from troubled water or travel. Um, okay, that makes sense. So underneath the devil and the wish fulfillment, we get the Thief card, the Seven of Swords, getting away with something, deception, um, that kind of energy. So I do think maybe the wish fulfillment is that kind of mis and disinformation working just like it worked in the fall of last year. We do get the truth coming forward though in May, and I can't imagine that that's good for Mr. Musk. We get the Two of Pentacles, juggling money. This is often overseas money. Um, is all his finances above board? Well, the SEC is investigating him, right? But that'll get stopped because of who's occupying the White House. USAID was investigating him for the Starlink satellites. That's, basically probably stopped. But I think there are countries in Europe investigating him for Twitter and the content on Twitter and the privacy concerns around the content on Twitter, but for entertainment purposes only. And then we get the Magician again in July, kind of that. dark, manifesting type energy. I think the magician's actually a pretty good card to describe him. He kind of feels along that line. Underneath, we get the voters. That's pretty encouraging with the Four of Wands. Set that there. Let's keep going. Okay, what can you show us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months? Show us about Elon Musk over the next 6 months. I'm gonna keep that card out because it wanted to come out, but I'm not gonna place it anywhere in particular. It's the King of Wands, which is, fiery leadership. We'll see how it fits into these 6 cards. Show us Elon Musk over the next 6 months, please. Yeah, it feels like he's got lots of plans, but they're so frantic that he can't organize them. And essentially, nothing's going to come of the situation other than like driving us absolutely crazy for until he disappears from the government, that is. I don't think he's going anywhere physically. Or at least I've never sensed that. Okay. So underneath the magician, Eight of Swords, and Judgment, we get the Ace of Cups. This could be a surprising new beginning. Um, Something that we're not expecting, which could be, him just kind of disappearing from the scenes. He's defending himself in March. We get bombshells and surprises in um, April. We get circles of support and celebration, the Three of Cups. We get a message coming forward about money or the misuse of money is what it feels like given the context of the other cards. We'll go through each month after we have all the cards out. Then we get Four of Wands celebrations. I don't think that's him celebrating, but let's get all the cards out there. Underneath here, we have the Page of Swords. Again, this can be the spy in the camp, but this also can represent immaturity. I really like the imagery here. It's maybe a little bit hard to see in the camera, but she's balancing on a tightrope while carrying, they're not balloons, they're light bulbs, which is a bunch of ideas, which is kind of what I was describing. Is I think he has all these ideas, but he doesn't have the maturity to know how to put them forth. So I think he's very out of his element right now. Show us Elon Musk over the next 6 months, please. Elon Musk over the next 6 months. Yeah, again, I mean, it's very clear that right in here's the big story. Same as with the other things we've done with Vance and the felon. Just Elon Musk over the next 6 months. It's like he almost is like shocked that he just can't do things the way he wants to do them. Maybe that's like the overload of ideas. He can't just do things out of order because this is the government that he's trying to do things with. I'm gonna put this card here. This is the King of Wands. That's the one that popped out. I'm just gonna set it over there to remind myself that What's with those cards? Okay, again, the Seven of Swords, the deceit, trickery, trying to get away with stuff. But if you see where my pinky finger is down there, there's a trap. The trap is being set to catch the thief. So um, he might not get away with it. We get the Sun card underneath the Three of Swords, King of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Wands. It's this full illumination. We're going to become aware of everything that he's trying to do. We get the Queen of Swords. We get steady leadership coming forward, consistency, stability, and that is in April. I think that's fairly consistent with the other readings. This definitely is. We get the Four of Swords. This is ill health, being mortally wounded. In fact, in this depiction, it's like somebody standing over a body grieving. It's the Minor Arcana card that represents death. So that's going on in May. We get the voters. This is also the marriage card sometimes, or sometimes, yeah. In June, the Four of Wands, and then we get really dark energy again in July. And underneath here, we get the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from things that no longer serve us. I actually think that kind of describes things pretty well. But let's go through each month. So in February, we get the Magician, so trying to manifest dark things. We get the Eight of Swords. Something puts an end to it. I think it's the courts through judgment and a surprising new start. And we get him trying to get away with something. So I think the new start is he's told to stop, and but I don't know that he stops. Okay, for entertainment purposes. Oh, okay. In March, we have the Three of Swords. I really feel like this is a heart issue with the felon. It's come up in all the readings to this point. Um, then we get the King of Swords. We get steady leadership coming forward and kind of stability, kind of, a little bit less chaos starting to go on. Could be for a variety of reasons. We get moving away from troubled waters with the Six of Swords. Um, that could be the citizenry. Like we kind of, the felon doesn't have as much power. We get defending oneself and we get full illumination. I think this is where we learn exactly what they were up to and realizing that it wasn't good because it was all about deceit, deception, and abuse of power. Could this card could be about addictions too, and doesn't fit. That part doesn't fit very well. Wish fulfillment again. The wish is that he gets away with it. I don't think he does though, because we get bombshells and surprises right after that, and then we get again steady leadership. This feels kind of like an Amy Coney Barrett or someone, Letitia James, even someone coming forward to putting an end to the crazy. Uh, Strength with partnerships, but the truth is here. And we get circles of support and celebration, but that's coming around something being mortally wounded or ill health. And this is in the month of May, which kind of fits the timeline of, the other things. If the felon is going to exit, that's the timing we get. So let's read these in the correct order. We got judgment will be passed. People are going to judge exactly what he's done in his involvement. This could be the courts too coming down with a judgment that hurts him financially. Um, why? Because he was doing things with overseas money. I don't know if you can see that, but in the back there's a ship on the waves. So that's why they say this is for in reference to overseas money. And then we get another symbol, another card that's talking about messages of money coming forward. And ultimately, we get the Four of Wands. This is my card for the voters. So, and then in July, we get the Page of Swords. This is the spy in the camp. I almost feel like it's exposure, like he's exposed for exactly what he is. And that's a victory for the citizenry. And that magician energy just isn't going to work because, people are celebrating, and he's going to continue with trying to be relevant, and he might be relevant, just not in the government anymore. I think he'll go away. If the felon goes away, he goes with him. That I have always felt. I guess we could do a separate reading on that at some point, but I've always felt that that would be what happens. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.